Yeah, I wasn't gonna deliver this message because it's dark in this Jeep, but I gotta get this off because if I forget it, it's gonna be forgotten. But God just told me, well, first I've been sitting here, I was like, Lord, teach me how to see demons. I want to be able to really cast out demons. And God says, you've been seeing demons. You just don't see them because when God says call a demon out by name, you think you gotta know some kind of, and there's levels to the demonic energy. Like, do I believe motherfuckers can be possessed to the degree that's just like mental illness? I align with this organization that is tackling mental illness in the Black community in a big way. Look out for look out for that organization coming soon. Be mindful of who I promote because, I gotta, Anyway, so this organization, when they say mental illness, is not the mental illness that I know. What the founder shared with me this past meeting was that is SMI, seriously mentally ill. So there's a difference between the mental illness that I tackle and the mental illness that he tackles. The mental illness that he tackles, you need someone with some trained, I'm going to give them their due. I believe I can help everybody because the severe just means you are a tougher case than the case that someone has solved easily. You got a few more, and I know how to hit all those locks, but I'm not going to discount anyone's experience because what I feel will happen is me saying, I know I can help you to someone that's not going to sound like, give me a try. I think I can help you. What they're going to say is, how can someone like you help me? How do you think you're better than these paid, degreed professionals? Because God sent me here to help you. That's how I know. Did God send your therapist to this earth to help you? I don't know. A lot of people go into things because, I just feel called to do it. Yeah, but did you develop yourself to be able to sit in front of somebody and read them up and down like a book and be like, okay, so here's what you need to do. Here's the chapter that you want to write. I'm going to give you the footnotes. Can you do that? If you have to continue some sort of help of self longer than power of 3 months. I was gonna say a week. After I meet up with your ass once, I know if you are awake enough to help me, I know after one meeting. But some people aren't aware enough. But if you go in with the intention of, I'm going to get from this experience what I'm supposed to get from this experience, then you're going to get what you're supposed to get from the experience. That is intuition. And then discernment is, okay, got it. I'm out. You got what you needed. Excuse me, that's backwards. Discernment is knowing what you came into that space to get. Intuition is the knowing when to go into the space and out of the space. But we allow the world to get us too caught up in staying places a lot longer than we need to, simply because we're here. And I don't feel I've been here long enough, so I'm going to stay a little bit longer. Even though my gut is telling me it's time to go, I'm going to give it a little bit longer because the world tells me I should. I can't be a quitter. So we get fall into the trap. But the reason why I got on here, I totally forgot why I'm going to have to either talk myself back into it or just go and watch the beginning of the video. And I just feel like going and watching the beginning of the video. So hold on. All right, yeah. So the degree of mental illness that I am comfortable speaking to presently is not the seriously mental ill. I haven't ventured into those waters, so I would be doing you and myself a disservice to jump from just now knowing that there's levels to mental illness, and two, just to jump in there. I'm not ready. God wouldn't put me in that space, but God has put me in that space. If that makes sense, it made sense. But what God just said was, just like the different types of mental illness, there's different types of demons. And the type of, and God said, The easiest place for a demon to hide is within a family and a friendship, in between spouses. And as someone recently said, and I agree, there is a difference between a family dynamic, there's a difference between a husband and wife dynamic, and there's a difference between a parental child dynamic, and there's a difference between the dynamic between each child. So there's multiple relationships transpiring at once. Each one needs to be highly individualized in order to have a successful relationship. But what God just told me is the best place for the devil to hide and the best place for a demon to hide is within a family and a friendship, because it's easy to spot the Satan in your enemy. You don't like him. And honestly, what you don't like about them is what they're reflecting of self back to yourself. So what you really don't like is what they're showing you about yourself. So that's not even necessarily a demon. I'm not saying demons aren't present. What I'm saying is you're too blinded by bias. So Satan's not going to hide in the obvious place. Satan is going to hide where you'll never see him. Some things are being revealed to me about Satan knew how to play Adam and Eve because Satan was God's first failure. Satan knew exactly how to go to man because Satan was God's first attempt at making humans. And I'm not saying that God attempted and messed up. God, our original forms, before you believe that you're human, because you're not, before you believe that you're human, understand that you are a non-physical form that came to this, like the Akhenaten, I don't know what they're called, the Akhenaten, whatever. That story is the true origin story as it is today. It may change in the future, but my understanding is saying that it's all the same. You just want to argue dumb shit. It doesn't matter. It's all God. But anyway, that origin story where they came to the earth and the slave labor and the bad people and all that and mating with the beasts and all that different stuff, that's true. Some of you people are divinity. You feel it, but you don't know how to tap into it. Hi, I'm your coach. Book me. But those of you who feel it and can't tap into it, those are the tortured souls. Those are the ones that take themselves out and fall into addiction, go into isolation, go into bitterness, believe all the lies. There's no point in believing the truth because it hurts. It hurts too bad to believe the truth, so you find comfort in the lies. I've been her. I understand. But you have to understand that Satan was God's first failure, first attempt at divinity. So when God was like, okay, I'm going to take it from the non-physical form into the physical form, Satan knew exactly how to pull up on Eve and deceive her in a way that now Eve, because Satan knew they couldn't pull up on Adam, because Adam does not, as man was created with deficiencies, let's call a thing. Satan knew not to go to Adam, because if Adam went to Eve, Eve would have been like, that sounds stupid. Because Adam, even in the infancy, this is a communication thing that is beyond us. We truly do communicate differently. It's for us to figure out how to communicate like them, which I'm getting. I got a compliment from a black man the other night, y'all. He was like, the way that you handled that situation with your husband, I want to commend you. I was like, I wish I was recording this. I finally got a black man's approval. I've been working. Anyway, it's not that we're meant to not communicate. It's for us to study each other enough. And that is what a soulmate is. The ability to plug into someone, read their programming, and level them up. That is what a soulmate is. But, we're too busy stuck in God. Like, God created a contingency plan in us. I don't know if God created a contingency plan in Satan, because this is all coming to me right now. I'm just like, wow, that's some crazy stuff, but it makes sense. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I know what I'm talking about. So God placed a fail-safe within us, and some would say Jesus Christ. I don't know Jesus, so I don't know, but it feels like this is a time that someone would say, in Jesus Christ. So maybe that's the fail-safe, and I'll be able to deliver that with conviction in the future. But right now, I don't know what the fail-safe switch is, but when we fell into deception, God said, there is a way that I could pull you back out of this deception. And that was Satan's failure.